Firefighting's a calling, you know, it's like, you know, you really need to want to do this, and I think once you get it into your blood, it's something that, you know, like, really stays with you for a long time.
I just think that overall this is one of the most important things about the county itself, because after all, you know, you don't want to be caught in a fire and not have trained firefighters come over and not know how to help you, so this is where you learn.
Students to have the feel of the real roof.
You want to make sure your chain's tight. You want to make sure your teeth are there. Because without the teeth, you're not going to make a cut. You want to make sure your bar is good. You also want to check your fuel. You want to make sure you got enough fuel. Right now, use that fuel can.
This is the place that your county's firefighters are trained to protect and to serve you. It was purposely located here in Linden, in an industrial part of Linden, so not to have too much of an impact on the communities.
The Fire Academy is the only training facility here in Union County that is used primarily by all of the fire departments in the county, both paid and volunteer.
This has a carbide tipped wood cutting blade. You probably can get about use out of this with about 4 to 6 teeth missing it. You go in half throttle and go in, it's going to get stuck in mine. Okay? The object is to go through the material. Now when you start it, it's going to start up on high idle. So this blade is going to be spinning. When you kick the trigger, everything releases and it drops down to a low idle. Take it. Fire Academy will basically run people from knowing very little about firefighting to the time that we're here today with the live burning, and being able to compile all the information that they've gathered from the beginning right through the process of Fire 1 into our Fire 2, which we have now, and be able to function outside in the department.
I was a Boy Scout when I was younger, so I was always into the service to my community aspect of things, and like being a firefighter is just one more step, you know. It's just helping out your community, giving something back to something they've given to me.
I decided to become a firefighter because I like helping out the community, and after 9/11, you know, that kind of pushed me a little harder.
Ever since I can remember as a kid, growing up, I always wanted to be a fireman.
My dad's been a firefighter his entire life, and just growing up, seeing it, I was interested and used to go to the house, and I just got really interested watching them and seeing all that stuff.
I decided to get in the fire service because I have 2 brothers that are volunteers in New Providence.
I'm like a little kid. I still like the big trucks, you know.
I like the action. I like working. I like danger.
I heard it was a good job, a lot of free time, good benefits.
When 9/11 happened, I felt like, you know, there was something I could do to be a part of something and help out as much as I can, so that's when I decided to become a firefighter.
We actually had the unfortunate experience of having a fire in our house. We started in the basement, and my brothers were actually, you know, ran from home to the firehouse, returned to the house with an axe in hand, went in to fight the fire, and I was left standing in the front of the house feeling helpless. So at that point, you know, I made a decision, if it wasn't natural enough for me at that point to go into the fire service, that, you know, I promised myself I would never be left feeling helpless again.
Oh, we're tired. I can see that. Wow, we got to get this blood flowing.
I first came here, and I was a little shocked, you know, just plain building behind me.
First day I was a little nervous. There's a lot of new information. I didn't really have any background, any family members, so basically everything was so new to me.
I had seen firemen in action, but I just had no idea exactly what the training would be like.
All right, 7 and 19, Maze trailer. You're gonna be near door number 2. Did you get that? Yep. Thank you.
Mike, I'm going to ropes now. Two from that team are gonna go through that door, 2 from this team are gonna go through this door, and then the other 2 are gonna go through. Get up here on your knees on the deck right here. 1, 2, 3. All right, come on, you're in the lead, Cranford. Go right-hand search.
The maze is kind of confusing because you go around in circles and you don't know where you are until you finally figure out that you were going in circles and you have to find the door to get out.
A lot of little weird holes and whatnot, and you're tripping over people because they send 2 people in, or 4 people in, 2 from each end. So you tend to run into the other people halfway through and they think you're their partner. It's confusing. I had never put on a mask, never breathed air. And the first time I did it, it was definitely different. It was nothing I expected.
It's a really good feeling, even though they're not real, to drag out a dummy or a baby and just like know that you could have saved somebody's life. So it's just really interesting and it's really exciting to be able to do that.
The history of the school starts back into the 1950s, believe it or not, where the basic training was being done in local firehouses. It would move from firehouse to firehouse.
There is very little book work in this school. The emphasis is on learning by doing. First, the candidates must become familiar with the things used in fighting fire. They study the various types of hose couplings and the street hydrants installed in their city. They learn the purpose and proper use of many tools. But it is in the strenuous practice drill that the probationary fireman finds out if he is really suited for the work. In these sessions, the men are put through the same actions that they may experience in a real fire.
Seeing the need for a central location, fire chiefs went to the freeholders, and after some discussions and trying to locate a site, the county went ahead and funded a burn building. As time evolved, we were able to acquire some trailers so we can have classroom space. Rather than just doing training, fire training and discussions on the outside of the building, we were looking for inside classroom space. There needs to be a learning environment, and book work is part of learning.
Today, what we're really trying to stress, other than being able to go into a burning building, under smoke and heat conditions and fire conditions, is effectively stretching your attack line. What we like to advocate down here is direct attack on the base of the fire. We don't want a hose team go into a room and just open up the nozzle from the doorway and just blow out the whole room and create a bunch of steam to put the fire out. All right, that's not what we're advocating.
The classroom can be interesting, and you deal with it.
If the hose has a bend in it around the stairs, what do you need between that bend to move that hose? For a firefighter, right? Because you're not going to be at the top of the stairs and try and pull that hose at the top of the stairs from the top. It's not going to happen. If the nozzle man's yelling for water and the line is charged, that means there's a kink somewhere. You have to go back and find out where the kink is.
Classwork is kind of boring because you're sitting there trying to listen to instructors, take notes, but you need to learn the stuff.
You definitely have to pay attention. It's not something where you could just breeze right through, you know, watch a few slides and think you know it all. You actually have to pay attention, read your bookwork, otherwise you won't make the grade.
You can give me all the book knowledge you want, but if I can't actually go out and do it, and God forbid a recruit graduates from the academy and gets called to his or her first fire and can't handle a ladder, well, shame on us.
Wind direction. You don't want smoke going in your face. Walking back, walking on the way.
We got 5, we're good on that.
Okay, how's the eating on that?
A little safe. Someone has to be in charge of the group, right? We talked about that all the time, okay? This young man was in charge of the group, so he should be just telling him how to tie it off. And he's doing it, it's done.
The one thing I found a little challenging was the ladders. I had never had a problem with height, but I usually wasn't up on height for an extended period of time.
I'm not as nervous as I thought I would be. I mean, especially with climbing ladders and stuff. You know, a lot of people are afraid of heights, whether they want to admit it or not, but nah, none of it really bothers me. I really surprised myself. I'm really proud of myself, to be honest with
you. You don't want the edge on this axe to be super sharp. If you hone this super sharp and you go to cut into a door or something like that, it's going to get stuck. When it has a little bit of a duller edge to it, it tends to split the wood rather than get stuck in the wood. When you have your leg locked into the ladder, now you can break free. You could use 2 hands, and you're just going to come down into it, and just keep extending that down. Whichever side you're cutting on, keep that leg back. All right? So when you come down and you swing and you come into this, you want to make sure you're not coming at yourself. Don't swing like crazy. Just get the feel for the axe.
Work smart, not hard.
They actually lit up barrels underneath so we could get the sense of what it's like up on the roof with smoke and heat conditions coming at you, which I thought was great. Just instead of, you know, doing it without any smoke or visible fire or anything like that, we were actually able to do it with that. And it made it more of a challenge, but then again, you get that sense of what you're going to be needing to do in the future.
You only want to cut with the top portion of the axe. So whoever wants to go first, go on air. Remember, watch your legs. if there was a ceiling under this and we didn't get decent smoke at this point, you don't want to use the hook end of the tool because you're liable to get hung up in PX cables, a drop ceiling. You don't know what's underneath here. Use the butt end of the pipe hole and hit the ceiling until it comes down. And then if you get a good shot of smoke or fire, then you just get off the roof. Any questions?
Okay, what we're going to be simulating in here is that in a fire situation, you're inside the building, you're disoriented, you stumbled across the hose. Wherever you're on that hose, you have to go one way or the other until you get to a coupling. Okay, as soon as you get to that coupling, feeling for the coupling, you should be able to tell which way would be the way out. And remember what I said about taking your hands off the hose. Slide one hand and make sure you're on the right hose.
If you're running over the female first, you're going out. If you're running over the male first, you're going in. Right?
No. No.
Just watch your step. All right. Watch your step. Kneel down. Roll forward. Roll forward.
We had a blindfold over our face basically, so we couldn't see anything, and they sent us in there. We had to get the hose, find the coupling, and then find which way out of the building with a partner based on that hose, and then the hose was wrapped around furniture, tied in knots, and that was one of the more fun, days.
That's it. Okay, work together now. Don't forget, you got a 3-man team now. It's going to take you longer to move. Come on, let's go. Yeah, we got a limited air supply. We need to get out of here. Wait a minute. How come you're on some hose and not the same hose he's on? Don't take your hands off of that hose. Put your hands back on that hose. I told you, don't take it off.
What's going on? Right there. Okay, yeah, we gotta go back the other way, right? Yeah. All right, now hold on your hose. Listen, sit down. Gotta go back in here.
I didn't realize how exhausted you get from, you're just down on your knees, you're not going anywhere. I felt like I crawled from here to South Jersey after I came out, but I'm in a room 10 by 10 and I'm going in circles, but it's really mentally, it's strain on you when you can't see and you're breathing and you're trying to concentrate everything on that and follow a hose line.
How are you going to know where you're at? That's it. Keep moving. Keep moving. That's it. Now you got it. Now you got it. Slide them hands on the hose. Slide them. Pick them up like that. Slide it.
Right, Steve.
Where's your partner at, Doug? You better go back and look for him because he's not with you.
All right, great. Come on. Get your partner through. Come on.
You got to make sure you've got a couple of months of free time and 30 classes, I believe, 3 nights a week, and then you've got Saturdays, every Saturday for 11 or 12 weeks in a row, with a couple of weekends being both Saturday and Sunday for live burns. So you better be in good standing with your wife and your kids and hope they remember what you look like at the end of it and let you back in the house.
They're learning that this is not an easy task. Okay, when they first started, they kind of really didn't believe us, that we told them they needed to be in shape.
I knew the academy would be hard. I had no idea it would be like this.
Great quarter. In about 5 minutes, I want you packed up and ready for a new assignment.
It definitely wasn't what I expected. I figured you'd just come in here and learn the basic stuff and that was it. But it just gives you so much more and a sense of what the fire service is pretty much all about and the physical demand that's going to be needed of you to actually do the job.
Pumping hose all the way up to the 3rd floor and putting the fire out's a big job.
Watch yourself.
It's a lot of work, especially for the guys that have a full-time job during the day.
It's not easy, you know, doing this job. It's a very tough job.
You just got to wing it and go with it. Hope not to do push-ups. The best.
It's a lot for the students to go through.
It's physical, takes a lot of endurance, there's a lot of heat, a lot of stress on your body.
It's rough, stuff kept through handling, so.
I come out of here and go right to bed. I'm so exhausted.
Unfortunately, some people that do come into this course aren't in the best of shape, but when they leave it, they definitely are.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
We don't want you getting hurt. We don't want you dying. So we need to educate you, and you need to put into it to get that education out to at least save your own life.
Now I hold on to my the rail. I just low. Every time I step down, I am holding him up. And all I gotta do is slide him. I'm not holding any his weight. I'm using the ladder to help me.
Go! How to rope walk. Am I gonna bring that bag up? One, you're down.
Hey, where should we enter? From the front door or the back door? Hey, always talk. You gotta always talk.
You think immediately the toughest part of it would be is to actually extinguish the fire, to find the fire. But it's everything that takes preparation to get you in there.
Which one? The ladder's over here, so we're saying wind direction is what way?
Left or right.
Okay. That's the way we're happening to be working. So, that being the case, where do you want to start your cut? This way? Well, I'm sorry, this way. Coming down, make your cut here, right? And then your last cut is down the inside. You do have a lot of smoke in the area, okay? That saw could choke off on you. Lack of air going into the filter could cut it off and it not operate. So that brings you to plan B, which is why? The axe always starts.
I like a lot of interaction with the class. I don't like to just stand there and talk and have people listen to me and, you know, get bored. I like to pull information out of people and go back and forth.
Definitely looking forward to hopefully doing that on a real roof, but that was my best part, my favorite part.
Again, primary search, we want to move quick. We don't want to be moving the furniture. This is a quick search. We're going to simulate that we have a basement fire here. We're on the first floor and we're going to do a quick search of this floor. After we're done, we're going to do a right-hand search through the first floor and continue it up the stairs to the second floor and do a right-hand search on the second floor.
We're going to try to feel a doorknob. Maybe we can feel some heat, maybe we can't. If we can't, we just need to open this and keep control of the doorknob, right? So that we can shut it if there's a problem.
Here you go, here's your tool when you're ready. Again, we're going to check the door before we enter, right? Be in control of the door before we enter the room.
I like search and rescue. That's my thing. And if I had a choice on doing anything, search and rescue.
It couldn't be explained to me. I didn't expect it to. It's you gotta sit there. And I went back home and talked to my girlfriend and my friends. I said, yeah, and I'm trying to explain to them, I'm just crawling in circles. If you had a camera in there the first day that everybody's got the hoods on, I'd love to see it, because it'd probably just be somebody going in circles and you get so exhausted. Very much a hell of a lot better than I was doing when I first started.
You're getting better with your air supplies now. Yeah. You're starting to get more relaxed in there now.
And we haven't even started a fire yet, so that'll be interesting. That's cool though, search and whatnot, so I'm just tired.
Get some water in here, all right? You did that already? Hydration, everybody. Very important today. Very important to hydrate yourself. You lose a lot of fluid right now with your sweat. I'm responsible for everyone's safety, including the instructors. I'm responsible for anything that goes on here, safety-wise. During a live burn, I initiate myself as command. I not only keep accountability during a live burn, but I monitor the progress that's happening inside of the building. I monitor how each and every student's doing on the lines. I monitor how search and rescue's doing, whether they found a victim or not, what door they're coming out. I monitor all doors of exits, just in the event a student has a problem and they come out, that I can get to them right away. So I do that, and all that. I also, I'm the pump guy. I also do the pump truck, and that's my job, and I love it. Okay. Good. Very good. Go! They're coming. I hope everybody looked over their buddies here.
All right, I need 3 people on the attack line also who have been on there before.
If you feel that you're getting too hot or if you feel a burning sensation, just signal to the instructor that you need to get out. And I have water out here, I can cool you off.
You put too much water on the fire, and all the smoke and the steam and the gases, they drop right down on top of you and you have zero visibility that you created. Now you can't do anything, you can't see anything in the room. Alright? The reason why you want to do it the right way is because you can maintain visibility at the floor. If you have a down victim, you can search, you can find that person, you can drag them out.
Yesterday was the first time that they've seen actual fire, and what we did was what you call the thermal balance, showing them how the fire lays out and using the correct amount of water and not disturbing the thermal balance, we can keep our visibility in the structure.
The first day we did a thermal balance, which they lit up a huge fire, and we got to just sit there right in front of it, like a foot, 2 in front of it, and just watch it. So it's really cool. It's like nothing like you've ever seen. It's a huge blaze right in front of your face. It's so interesting.
Like that dog going for a ride in the car. You say you want to go for a ride, and the dog's all pumped up. You know, it's pretty exciting to see everybody, you know, like amazed, like, wow, this is the real deal. You know, and then once that wears off after the first 1 or 2, everybody goes in there and does their job, and that's the part that's satisfying when they finally do know what they need to do, get in there and put the fire out.
We can shut this line down. You can come over here. We can shut this line down. When we finally start to introduce fire to them, you see them change. It's amazing to see how they develop from the first stage that I've worked with them to the end stage.
Wasn't bad. It was nice.
Yeah,
a little hot, but it was good. Tired.
Things don't always go according to plan.
Instructors are, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Hi, Mom. They're characters.
Instructors here are very helpful. They're really nice, and they know what they're doing here. And I feel really confident in them teaching us.
I mean, I'm learning a great deal. I really am.
I enjoy working with the students, and kind of keeps me in the game and keeps me on my toes. So, you know, I think it's a two-way street.
The instructors here would bend over backwards to help you in any type of situation if you needed help in any way.
They don't want to let you go out of here with any questions. They try to make sure you have every question in your mind answered about how to be a perfect fireman.
They're like college professors here, professors of fire science.
They're all very good firefighters, excellent instructors, and really put a lot of themselves into the program. More than just the textbook comes out from these men.
One of the things that I enjoy the most is when I see students that have gone through and have run across situations that I've said to them that they may run into, and we've talked about and you know, about way to handle it. They said that, yeah, it did work that way, and this is what we did, or this is what I did to take care of that situation.
Each one of them adds a little piece to your education. Everybody finds one more detail to give to you, to learn.
They're Union County's best, and we're pleased to have them, and I think they do an outstanding job.
You haven't given this one out?
Yeah, I'll give out that assignment.
That's going to be cool here now.
Yeah. We'll have 2 lighters and safety inside.
Okay.
We bring the students along a little at a time. They get their classroom training. They get their hands-on on certain weekends. We put that all together down here in the last weeks of the program, where their previous hands-on training now becomes involved with the heat and smoke of the fire.
It's going to be a great day. It's a day we've been probably waiting for the last 8 weeks to get involved in. So today's a great day to bring all these skills together at once and just go have a good time.
Passive ice is working and functional today. Like Cranford? What we have here is we simulate house fires. This building has been constructed in many ways to represent different types of housing.
They'll be coming in here and working this room, attacking the fire in this area. Okay, we will also have a search team in here working. An instructor with each crew, plus 2 instructors inside the building that will be lighting and also working as a safety. So what you see here will be our first burn.
No problem. Side, alpha number 2 window, I have smoke coming out of the window. I ordered an attack line, 1 3/4 taken off of engine 3. Ordered another line to follow them in. 911 reports, multiple victims stuck in the structure, unknown where in the structure. Stand by for further instructions.
Live burns are very fun. It's a hands-on experience of actually putting the fires out, controlling the fires, searching the building for any downed victims.
Lenny, they ready? You all ready? Okay.
The benefit for the live burns is to have them see an actual scenario, what it's like to go into a burning situation.
explain it in words what it's like to walk in somewhere and see the flames rolling across the ceiling and the heat banking down on you. I mean, it's incredible. It's probably one of the best things I've ever done in my life.
Now I'm seeing visible fire on the other side of the structure, on the Bravo side. I'm also getting fire up there on the 3rd floor. Okay, go.
The live burns are really cool. It's nothing like it.
A different world in there, and it's really something I'm not used to. Toughest part is holding it together in there. It takes a lot out of you physically and mentally, and you just got to hold yourself together.
Anybody that tells you that from instructor level to any type of firefighter that they don't have any fear is crazy, because you do have fear. I have fear every time I go into a building, or any job that I do. It's the fact that you push it to the back of your mind and you do what you're trained to do.
It gets pretty hectic in there.
Yeah. rescue data, building backup line
Where you guys at? Round two. Woo! That was fun. When a student comes here and they go through all the textbooks and they do all the practicals, it's not the same as looking in their eyes when they get to fight real fire.
We all have to leave.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, we just, what happened was with our point of egress, we went to the quickest one, which is down the stairs on the far side, and he wanted us to follow the hose out. So, one of us exited from there, which was like, hey, there's the exit, let's go that way.
So you guys passing, I went up, got the nozzle, went to the second floor. Right. Went into the room, put out the fire in this far room. Right. On the B side. Then I started going back up. They were like, where the hell is your team? They left. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, if one person goes out of air, we all gotta leave.
Really?
Yeah, you're not supposed to stay in there.
I didn't know.
That's cool.
Oh,
That's why we're here.
Live burns is just one more thing that I can put under my belt. Say, I know how to do this, and I can provide that for my community.
The experience of being in there, you learn a lot about yourself, what you can and can't do, and how you react in certain situations. And you don't know until you do it. And the time to do it is not in somebody's house. You know, it's in the middle of a fuel field in Linden.
You just see it in them. They're so excited. They work so well, and you can see how hard they work. And they all work as a team, and they all develop into every piece of us that have been training them for 2.5 months. And that's it. It's nothing. I don't have the words for it. It's just fabulous.
Flashover is that point of ignition where everything catches fire. It's that temperature of degrees between 940 degrees and 1100 degrees that everything, the materials within that space, actually ignite. The reason for the flashover trailer is to instill into the firefighter to identify certain aspects that occur.
Putting the foil around the helmet so it won't melt down, disintegrate, then to go in the flashover chamber. Excited.
If they can understand the environment and how often it changes and which way it's going, they can leave the area, they can find refuge, and they can survive a flashover. And in the past, you know, like I say, there really was no way to educate anybody on it unless you were in it, in a fire. And by then it's too late. So what we're doing is we're just trying to educate so we can stay safe.
Again, if anybody has a problem, let them know, we crawl out.
You will have intense heat when you initially enter into the burned area. Second thing, it will be the smoke, dark black smoke that is banking down from the ceiling, coming all the way down, as low as 12 inches off the floor. Then it will go totally black, you will not be able to see anything. You will then see an orange glow that appears. And that orange glow has been the flashover that has occurred where it's burning everything, the combustibles, the fuels, the solvents, the vapors. Everything's ignited and it's just burning over your head. They actually see the fingers, what we refer to as the fingers, and these are the plumes of fire, the little wisps of fire that as the burning of the vapors occur as they're rolling over the top of your head, going to a cooler point. It's a breathing, living thing looking for the coolest point. Under that controlled condition, it mesmerizes you because you're observing from a free burn state to darkness, to smoke, the gases, to then the flashover occurring. It totally mesmerizing.
Never seen fire do that before, I'll tell you that much.
Key thing today is safety. We want to do what we have to do, but we want to do it safely. Second thing is we want to make sure you know what you were taught and you can demonstrate it properly. This is not the time to say, well, gee, I'm not sure. That's over.
The first couple practicals we did, where the instructors were right with us, you know, giving us a hand. But now we're pretty much on our own, and we actually get to see the fire, and this is what it's all about.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our graduates. The United States Fire Service is called to task 25 to 30 million times a year. Of that, 2 million of them are fires. We don't ask what color is your skin, how much money do you make, who's in your family. We go and we do it well. That's why they keep calling us. What drives us to do this work? Well, it's not work, it's a calling. Ask any one of these young gentlemen in the front and they'll tell you that.
It's a small academy compared to some others, but it definitely does the job as far as what its needs are for Union County firefighters.
To watch them leave here as truly good firefighters, that's the most rewarding thing, because to me, they are the next generation of firefighters, and I'm happy to be part of the training.
My experience has been awesome. I enjoyed every minute of it.
It's one of those things that I'll never regret that I did, and you know, it's just glad to be a part of it.
It's been a great experience. You know, I definitely, you know, if I weren't a fireman or trying to become a fireman, would have a whole new respect for firemen.
I'm very happy with what I learned, and I think I can serve my community very well.
It's just another resource to learn. Do we have all the answers? No, we certainly do not. But you know what? It's a great starting point.